Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a review on my Drunkmann tune. I am currently on a E85, a full E85 tune, so no 93. I have a 93 tune too, or a map, but I don't use it because it's a little bit too slow for me. So on this, I have the dyno numbers. I should be able to put it on the screen now. It's making about 400 horsepower and I think 440 torque is what he told me. That's a virtual dyno sheet that he gave me. So that's what the car is putting down currently. I've been running it for about 2,000 miles now. So the mods I have on it right now are the ETS Catback, the Perrin top mount, and the Perrin charge pipe. And that's it for power mods. This right now is an E84 mix, or E83, because this is supposed to be full ethanol. I'm gonna give you guys some pulls and everything. The car handles really well with the power. It's a little weird because this is very linear until you get to like 4,500. That's when you get like a lot of boost, but I'm used to my VB WRX that I had tuned, and it was like no power until you got boost, and you got all the boost at the same time, so it really threw you back in the seat. This throws you back in the seat because of the torque, but it's still very linear. Alright, we're gonna do a pull for you guys real quick. This guy just runs the light. That was to 80. This thing is pretty quick. First gear, I can feel it just wanting to shred. This is also on the stock trans. So stock trans, stock clutch. The thing got 20,000 miles on it, or 22,000 miles, 21 now, 21 and a half. So yeah, stock clutch and trans are gonna have to be replaced with the STI one at some point. If I want to do it at the end of this season, or if I want to wait until like January, February, see if I can get like a little deal or something on it, you know. We're gonna have to see. This is on the stock stuff, so it's making the power that it can with what it got, which I don't think is bad, because if you price everything out, I think the ETS intake is $400 or $450. $450 plus the Perrin top mount, which was $800. The charge pipe is $260. So you're looking at maybe like a little bit more than $1,500. I have a catback too that you can make with it, but I don't count that. So $1,500 and an access port. You need an access port. So $2,200, and you have 400 horsepower with E85. My 93 only tune came out to like 340 horsepower, and I don't know what the torque number was, but maybe 340 as well. It wasn't that quick to me. But also, I've been running the E30 mix tune from Anthony for like 10,000 miles, so I'm not the greatest person to ask. I haven't driven a stock VB since, Jesus, I think I had it stock for like a month when I got it, and then after that it's been just gung-ho on mods. So this thing has been making a little bit of power compared to the stock car for a while now. So I wanted to talk about the miles per gallon that I get. I have about 22 miles per gallon, I'd say, on full E85 with some highway. And obviously when I'm on these roads like this, I try to keep it quiet and put it in 5th or 6th gear and just roll through it, just so that I don't piss nobody off. my car is very noticeable now, which I like and I don't like at the same time, because I have the paint match, so everybody always comes up and asks me questions and knows my car, even this big town. So I'd say my fuel mileage is a lot better on 93, but obviously you're making less power on 93, so take it for what you want to. On E85 I'm making about 22 miles per gallon, I'd say, with some highway, some cruising, some pulls here and there, but not going crazy. On 93 I'd say maybe like 27, maybe 27 miles per gallon I'm getting. But I don't plan to go on, I only have the 93 map for when I go on trips and I can't, and they don't have E85. Let's make it through this light, please. You do lose traction. It's a little wet outside. It was raining a little bit earlier, but it was like light drizzle. But you do lose traction in this, in like the lower gears, like first, second. I don't think in third. The RPM limit is also raised, so instead of it being at 6,000, it's at, I think 6,500 is where you put it. Yeah, the car drives really good. I don't really get any knock. The only knock I get is like negative 105 or whatever. But I don't get that too often unless I'm like really ripping on the car. Also, for the intake temps, they're usually never higher than 10 over the outside temps, unless I am like stuck in traffic. The intake temps are never over 10 like that. 2500 to red line on third. Let out a little bit before red line. It's usually by accident. I don't let it try to hang on red line. I just don't do that with my car. Also, for maintenance, the only thing I've had to do for this car for maintenance is oil changes. Oil changes, I've done some brake pads just to keep up with the power so I can stop the car. For those that were thinking about getting the tune, or if they should go and get a tune, if they should do this much power, I think it's worth it. You're gonna be faster than most stock cars, other than obviously if you go against a Mustang. I haven't tried to race a GT Mustang yet, but I've raced like some S3s, some Audi S3s, obviously some modified Civics, old and new. I raced other Subaru WRXs, STIs, and usually it's not a challenge. So if you're looking for power, or just I think if you want a little bit more than stock, you should be fine with just doing an intake. But if you want a little bit more than that, I'd say to go to this level. I don't think it's too terrible. It's very livable. Like, my car is not very loud. I mean, it drones a little bit because of the exhaust, which I don't like, but it's not bad. You can definitely live with this car. Even if you change the exhaust and keep the stock exhaust, you should be fine. The car is definitely able to do everything that it was able to do when it was stock before, so you should be fine in that department. So with the power that I have now on the street, I don't really find myself having granted, you should shift to 5th before trying to pass somebody, but I mean, the fact that it's there is very nice. So that's going to be my review of the Drunkmann tune that I got, the full E85 map. The 93 map is good too, but it doesn't make enough power. I mean, if you add a downpipe, it could add some horsepower, but it doesn't change nothing, and the car can't really push more with the stock clutch and trans. Even if I added a downpipe. So I already talked to Anthony about that, and it wouldn't do nothing for me. But I think this is a good power limit for most people. If you're trying to just make more power than stock, beat a couple people on the road as you pass them, but don't want to be too heavy and paying for parts and stuff, and want the build to be too expensive, you just want it to be like a little quick daily, I think this is really good. Now if you were to track the car, I think you should put some suspension on it and some brakes. Definitely a bigger brake kit, because I have the EBC brakes on here. You definitely want to have a big brake kit on this if you're gonna be pushing this type of power. Other than that, the car handles well, it drives great, it's a great tune. I'd say if you didn't want to jeopardize the longevity of the car, the engine, if you didn't want to change any of the reliability, I mean other than the trans and the clutch, but those are garbage even on stock power. If you didn't want to ruin anything but those two things, I'd say this is a great stopping point, because it's the best bang for your buck, having a top mount with the intake, and you're good, and you're making that much power. So that's a lot different than what it used to be on Subarus. Subarus never could do that prior until this generation. So I think it's good that they're able to do that now. And it still has some giddy up, which is nice. His maps come with, I feel like a spokesperson, but all of the maps come with a burble tune on them basically. And it does pop with the tune that I have on it currently. Over 3,000 RPM I think you have to have it to pop. And it still is good on gas. There's another pull. Yeah, this thing can definitely get you in some trouble with how fast it is. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. I appreciate you for watching. Catch you next time on the next video that I make.